And I mean, one of the main topics, and we're going to talk about is QB1 has been named. And you all know, if you follow the Smook Scoop, we've kind of been aware of this news for a while now. We've been aware of this for a while, but to have it official, no more speculating. We here. Dino, Roll Tide. Sully, Roll Tide. Zach, Mary J, I see y'all Roll Tide in the chat, man. Y'all are having a good time in the chat already. I see y'all. Hey, continue to share it up and let everybody know that we're live here on Alabama Voice of College Football. Man, we got a lot of stuff to cover. The QB battle, some young players starting to emerge and really have put their print and their mark on the rotations. The defensive line group looking like they're primed and ready to return Alabama back to that dominant front. A lot of things to talk about tonight, Jackson. So as we get into it tonight, we ask y'all to just continue to participate, run the chat up. The more you chat, the more you type, the better it is for the content, the better that it is for the algorithm. And we want to be the place where you come for all of your Alabama information and content over this 2025 season and going forward. So we got a lot of work to do if we want to keep the people around, Jack. So let's get into it. You ready to get into it, brother?
Absolutely, man. Let's get it. Let's get at it.
All right, man. So first thing, I kind of wanted to start with basically, man, the QB1 announcement. Your reaction to it, Jackson. I know we kind of talked through text, but just give me a kind of a good lengthy expression of what this means to you and for the Alabama Crimson Tide in your eyes from a fan standpoint.
Well, I figured it was going to be happening before the week before we were playing Florida State, but it's basically 2 weeks before Florida State, so I was like, close enough. But regardless of who's going to be the starting quarterback, I've been saying they're going to be very happy with the receiving core. Besides Ryan Williams, and you're going to have Horton, and you're going to have Bernard and Dalton and all those guys, and you're going to have pretty good offensive line protecting you. It's a lot better than last season, I tell you right now. And like when we heard it was going to be 95% likely that Simpson was going to be the starting quarterback, I was like, okay, I know where this is heading. They're going to keep us waiting a couple more weeks. But it's like, nope, they kept us waiting a week for that announcement. I was like, nice.
So, and that's what I try to tell people. I look at this roster as a whole. There was a lot more spots than the quarterback position that really needed some clarity on who would be the go-to guy. And I think we found that out, not just the QB position, but I think we're going to have our first week lineup for what it's worth at the offensive line position. And I think Geno Vandermark is the other guard that's going to be playing opposite of Jaden Roberts once we finalize that front. Caden Proctor at left tackle. I see Geno Vandermark being the left guard, Parker Brusford man in the center role, Jaden Roberts at right guard, and Wilkin Forby at right tackle for our first group of offensive line. But I truly see Cam Dewberry making his move. Any chance, any slippage at one of those guard positions, I think they're prepared to make the shuffle and make the adjustments as needed. But great news surrounding the quarterback positions. Like I said, it's kind of hard for me to continue to talk about it because I've been saying it for the past month, ever since the end of spring ball, and they made it known that if a game was played tomorrow, Ty Simpson would be the quarterback. With the first time that was the statement made, that let me know that he had done exactly what he needed to do to maintain that position as QB1 and should be. You got 4 years in the college football scene on the college football playing field. You got a few snaps around under your belt. You got 2 different systems that you've learned and kind of had the extensive teachings in. So I think Ty Simpson is more than ready, always possess the skill sets to be the type of quarterback you need. But to hear Ryan Grubb today speak on some things that I was very critical on when evaluating him up until spring, the last spring scrimmage or the second spring scrimmage is when I was like, okay, I see the improvement. And there's always this debate there, that is he the best quarterback in the room? I don't think he's the best quarterback in the room, but for the moment right now, what the team needs, yes, he's the best option. And I think this staff were very smart at, going ahead and pulling the trigger and saying, okay, this is QB1 and this is what we're going with. This is plan A going into the season 2025 fall season.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Nice.
Yeah, these boys, hey, they was getting after it last week, man. This is footage from last Friday's practice, I believe. A lot of activity with these linebackers. That's another topic of conversation that we're going to have to get into a little bit later too. Just the depth in the linebacker room. We probably won't get to it tonight, but that's something that I've been every day. I have my sources inside that kind of report. We kind of have conversations about what's happening on the practice field. But every day, this linebacker group is being highlighted. So we definitely going to have to give them their due. I wanted to share the interview with the viewing audience, man. I know some people that were in the chat on the Smook Scoop earlier today. You may have seen it, but I want to play pieces of it and just kind of get your reactions, because there were some things. Jordan said Coach DeBoer is talking to them. Jordan, if you could get a video clip and send it to me, just to let people know how connected we are at the Alabama Voice of College Football. Get a clip of it. Just send it to me. We got viewers that's actually in the house. You know what I'm saying? They in the house. They at the big house holding it down. But like I was saying, Jackson, I think there was a few things that Coach Grubb said that were very interesting and let me know that the things that we need to see from the likes of Ty Simpson. For Ryan Grubb is not going to sugarcoat anything. He's actually had to have that whole talking of like, hey, dial it down some. Don't give them everything, or don't be so straightforward. I think Coach Grubb spoke some key things that let me know that Ty Simpson, we should trust fully in Ty Simpson. And here it is. Let's go, Coach Grubb.
The opening statement. Hey guys, Ty Simpson's our starter. How's that? Pretty good? Okay, let her ride. What do we got?
Watch Ty Simpson, your starter.
There we go. Good follow-up. Ty did a really nice job of, taking care of the football. I think number one, I think Ty is an incredible playmaker on the move, and I think from there, guys like that, you worry, are they going to be able to train themselves to be able to take care of the football? And I just even the room in general, Ty led that charge, but Ty didn't throw any picks last week. He's thrown one all camp. We've thrown 4 total this camp, and this spring, I think at this time we had thrown 15. So I think in general the guys are understanding the concepts and control the offense a lot better as a room, and Ty was the best at that. And so his ability to command and create out of the pocket, I thought was the best, make great decisions, and he's just much cleaner on some of the things that you expect an older quarterback to be able to do.
That's the first thing I want to highlight. I'm sorry, chat. Don't eat these. All right, Jackson.
Oh, I can't be able to eat these.
Hey,
those
do not eat these, okay?
You won't have to tell me twice.
They are so addicting, and they're so God made those, okay? But I want y'all to pay attention to something he said. He said he's doing all the things that you expect an older veteran quarterback to do. Right? When we talk about Ty Simpson, I don't think people realize that Ty Simpson has been on the college campus for 4 years now. 4 years. He's been protected, just like I said he should have been last year, with all the issues that we were having on the offensive line that first year Jalen Milroe started, and then the second year to follow up in that transition, to have the issues that we had on the offensive line. I don't think that would have helped Ty grow any. I think right now, Ty has the best plate prepared for him to experience success as the Alabama quarterback. With all that talent that he possesses, I think this is the time now. The veteran offensive line, the star-studded receiving core, the running back group. What's your thoughts on that for Coach Ryan Grubb to have to really emphasize on what you expect from a veteran quarterback?
I think it's pretty cool. You got that leadership that we've been desperately looking for, and we're going to see a lot of it throughout 2025 and basically going into the playoffs, because I know we can get there this season. Because we are that playoff team. I think we can win a few games. Who knows? Maybe national title number 19.
I feel it. I feel like this is a group, and I'm not even talking about the players. I'm talking about the staff. This is a national championship caliber staff. You look at the amount of experience on the defensive side alone, and the continuity and the success of familiarity on the offensive side. It's kind of hard to imagine that Kalen DeBoer and Ryan Grubb and Jamarcus Shepard and now Coach Cap, someone who's had knowledge of this system, and his blocking scheme is kind of like the advanced stages of what this scheme is supposed to develop into. It's kind of like it was like a match made in heaven. And then you got guys who specialize in certain development traits. Brian Ellis, Coach Ellis, in the pass game coordination, working with the tight ends, also offensive line experience. You talk about Nick Sheridan, quarterback, wide receiver, offensive quality control, got the play calling experience under his belt last season, and I think he did a decent job for the cards he was dealt. So you look at the staff alone, I think this is a different type of staff. Brian Grubb putting the emphasis on acknowledging that Ty Simpson has been on in college for 4 years, a veteran guy. He should be able to do all these things at a high clip. He should be the most he should be the one that should be the less moved emotionally. He should be able to control his highs and his lows. And those are things that Coach Grubb said. Those are things that Coach Grubb ended up saying in the interview. Let's go back to the clip here, and I'm gonna run it real quick. Let's get it. Something happened with Jackson, y'all.
5 days of that, all of spring. So 6 in a row. I think we had 8 out of 10 practices. So we're absolutely. Let's see. I mean, I don't know what today was, but we'd had 6 practices in a row where we hit our explosive.
Talking about
numbers.
explosive plays.
We've certainly been able to get the ball down the field, which is great because I think our defense does a good job of trying to limit those. So, which was a lot better. I don't know if we had 5 days of that all of spring. So 6 in a row. I think we had 8 out of 10 practices. So we were rolling a little bit.
Brian, what was the message to you, Austin, and Keelan when, I guess, moving forward with Ty being the official starter now?
Well, I think for those guys, I know, they have to continue to progress. I think that for quarterbacks in general, any position is tough, but the development of a quarterback to continue to move forward during the season, I think is the toughest thing. Like that's the thing. Like you have to find ways to generate both coaching staff wise to create looks and opportunities that those guys don't just pause. Young quarterbacks are really talented like Austin and Keelan. What you don't want is that the starters named and all this improvement that they've been making to this point just comes to a screeching halt. So that part they totally understood. I know they're up to the task, and I think there's a huge part of that is just the relationships and the bond that's been built in that room. I told the guys, I thought one of the things that stood out to me the most about that room was there never was this feeling of somebody conceding. So like, oh, Ty's going to be the guy. There was never an approach by any of the 3 guys that it was like it's him or him. At the same time, it was all organic. Guys were able to focus on their job and just be the best quarterback they can be. And I think that they all developed because of the type of room that we have. So tip of the cap to those guys. I don't think that's coaching. I think that's just the guys doing a really good job of just focusing on themselves. And, I think Austin and Keelan will be up to that.
Who you decided to talk?
Thoughts, Jackson?
I feel pretty good about where this year. Like I feel very confident where things are this year. Thoughts for sure. Like we're gonna be rocking and rolling. I cannot wait for week 1 to come already. I mean, it just can't come soon enough. Only 18 days.
And I think more so, I'm more excited because of the simple fact, it's a testament to what I believe is the reason why Coach Saban was so for Kalen DeBoer, his style of leading, because of the development of the players. If you're not going to do anything as a football coach, you should be able to develop players on the football field. That requires being able to connect on a different level. It requires a different type of relationship from coach to player. It requires a certain level of trust and vulnerability. And I think that's why you see such a quick turnaround. I guarantee you, man, I would not be opposed to Alabama going undefeated this season. I would not be opposed to seeing this team, right? I would not be surprised if they look at all of the narratives, and I'm saying y'all could take this as a hot take or whatever, but I would not be surprised if Alabama went through this 12-game regular season schedule undefeated, with how the games lined up and some of the teams that are more experienced coming into T-Town. I would not be surprised if we go undefeated in the regular season and we play the first 2 games of the playoffs really tight windows and then end up being national championship. I wouldn't be surprised. Hot take, call it whatever you want, because this team is that together from top to bottom, from GM all the way down to, equipment manager. This organization is on the same page, and it's kind of crazy to watch how it's unfolding, because a lot of people, a lot of fans within the fan base doubted it. Husky Harris and all this other stuff. We were allowing Auburn fans, to crack jokes on us, and we weren't defending the new head coach until he beat Georgia. That's when people started kind of waking up. But I don't even think Georgia's the clip. I don't even think they're the peak this year. So I'm excited for this staff. I like how they've developed this quarterback room to kind of just gel with the competitive nature, iron sharpened iron. We talked about that earlier. I'm excited. I'm just like you, Jackson. I can't wait for week 1 to go ahead and get here, man. We got less than what's this? We got 18 days now, 17 days.
18 days till week 1 against Florida State on ABC 2:30.
2:30, man. Ooh, I'm gonna be good and fat by then too, boy. I'm gonna start grilling about 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna start smoking the meats. Man. Pause. Hey, let's get back to this interview. Coach Grubb. Hey, shout out to the members of the
we're
Alabama Voice of College Football, man. We thank y'all for y'all support. Shout out to Mary J. and Jordan Wright, both members of the AAA family, also members over here of the Alabama Voice of College Football. We thank y'all for y'all support. Appreciate y'all. Anybody else in the chat, man, y'all think about supporting us. Wow, they say flammable take. Steve said that's a flammable take. Oh, yeah. I'm like that. I stand on it too, man. Like, I would not be surprised. Like, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, Steven. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. I'm just saying if it were to happen, I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be the one out here that's like, oh my God, they actually went undefeated. Like, I would be the one that's like, man, hey, I'm not surprised. That's all I'm saying. Because this team, if you look at what this makeup of this team is, they have the potential to do such a thing.
still working through all that. Those guys will continue to rep. I think you'd be pigeonholing yourself a little bit on reps and opportunity for both those guys to get better.
Ty gets the job. It's announced to the team. What's your message to him after that?
Just don't change anything. Like, we still got a lot of stuff to clean up. Remember what got you the job, the things that, you're challenged to improve on after spring and that you did do to this point in camp. Nothing else to change. So I think you just got to keep improving on the things that he knows he has to work on. And this is just, it's announcement. It's a starting point. If you have any kind of finality to this announcement, whether you're the backup or the starter, I think, they're going to rob themselves of some really good opportunities.
Team's response to Ty being named starter?
Supportive. I think the guys have been supportive, all 3 guys, but certainly Ty has shown the most leadership and command. So I don't think anybody was caught off guard by that. But I thought we did a good job as a coaching staff. I'm not trying to pat ourselves on the back, but trying to let it play its course and make sure the team saw Ty earn it. I think that's important for Ty too, that he can come out there and his teammates know that he went and earned that spot, and they've been great, offense and defense. Ty's pretty fiery. He's a pretty fiery guy. I've really been impressed how he's been able to kind of calm that. I always thought I was wildly impressed in my time with Geno Smith. He's a fiery competitor as well, but I always told Ty, like, Geno's ability to get back to room temperature quickly and be able to process and be an elite quarterback was something that I was always just amazed by. And I told Ty, that's what you got to be, is a guy that can have composure and realize there's different times that, release points. You score a touchdown, you want to go crazy, right? But up to then, you just got to be a smooth operator.
That's quality. That's quality there. That's what you've seen in some of your past national championship quarterbacks, the quarterbacks that have had great success at the University of Alabama. being the quarterback at the University of Alabama is already hot enough. The next thing you think of is just how do you carry at a level to, match the standard of those that come before you. With all of the adversity that Jalen Murrow and his team went through the past 2 seasons, one thing I can say is very few times did we see Jalen Murrow's demeanor and how he presented himself shaken. Now, later on in that second season, when things became a little bit more Hollywood, we saw some things, and I saw him self-correct at points too. But I think with all of this that's surrounding Ty Simpson, he has no reason to overdo it. He has no reason to overdo it. And I think with Ryan Grubb co-signing and saying that he has not shown those qualities of not being able to be consistent or, having flaws in characters, that's great. That's great because we all know the story how Ty Simpson showed up, his freshman year and the sense of ego that had to be challenged. And he learned quick. A coach's son, he learned quick and made himself vulnerable enough to now he's trusted as a leader, as a voice in that team, man. So quality stuff coming from Coach Grubb when it comes to describing Ty Simpson's growth, man, since he's been able to evaluate him. So that's huge to see that from another set of eyes. This young man really grow, because last year could have been the year where he hit the portal. After last season, sitting behind Jalen Murrow, I could see why a quarterback would be frustrated and be looking to maximize his time at the collegiate level. But he stayed. He's trusted the process. He's seen the value in this system, and now he's getting praise from one of the best offensive coordinators in the game of college football.
Well said.